everyone. Continuing with the ROS series. So actually what I did is I went through all of the beginner CLI tools. So that part I finished, but I'm gonna reiterate everything. So now I'm in the understanding nodes part. And yeah, so a node is just a singular modular program. And yeah, you can use a service, a topic, and actions to interact with different nodes. And to run a ROS node, we use ros1, and we also have to name the package name and then the node. So let's open up our Ubuntu terminal, and we have ros2 run turtle sim node, ros2 run turtle sim turtle sim node. Perfect. I could have just copied it, but I felt like typing. I don't know. It's a CLI program, so may as well also get used to typing a little bit. Just a bit. Okay. Also, you can use ros2 node list. So let's open up another terminal, ros2 node list. There we go. We got a bunch of terminal stuff. Sorry, I'm just scratching my 7 key because got a little bit of dust on it. I didn't run tally up, so I can just go here, smash this button. Boom. Now we can also move our turtle around, you know? Way. Turtle going crazy. Jeez. Boom. Okay. That's besides the point. So you can use the remap to rename your turtle. I think I already did that last episode. This is understanding nodes, right? I don't know. It's okay. But essentially we can also do ros2 node info. You know. Okay. Woof. Think turtle sim. Yeah, so we can get all the publishers, subscribers, and whatnot. And if we go down, yeah, so we can continue and go to understanding topics. So from what I know, topics is usually done when you want to basically communicate some sort of sensor data, and they can be one to many, many to one, and anyone can really be a subscriber, publisher, and whatnot. So like if I check out topics versus services versus whatnot, yeah, topics should be used for continuous data streams, so sensor data, robot state, and whatnot. So high fidelity, continuous data flow. And so there's RQT graph to just check out what visually what's available, what nodes and topics. Yeah, so you click node graph, and how do I zoom in? Oh, okay. First I need to refresh. Okay. So yeah, so circles are nodes and boxes are like topics, and it just, if your program gets really big, you can see essentially how each system pertains and interacts with each other. So that's kind of nifty. But moving further from that, yeah, you can do ros2 topic list. That's pretty cool. And you can also do ros2 topic list dash t, and they call it type, but it's not a type. It's an interface that shows the type, so it's one more layer of abstraction. So yeah, we see that there's RCL interfaces, message, parameter, event, and this is what holds our data type. So if I do ros2 interface show boom, oh, it was not, gotta go back here, right? Two. Yeah, so here is the data type of that thing that hold it. And it's actually quite big. But yeah, and usually it's specified through YAML. Yeah. And by the way, so if you're so I looked into it quite a bit, and there is like there I was just thinking in the future, how more different will it be if my system was way massive and whatnot? Because if I do like ros2 interface list, right? It's gonna be massive, right? And this is kind of impossible to query. So what I would recommend, once your system gets quite big, just download Fuzzy Finder. And if you know what you're looking for example, joints, right? Like, it's gonna make your life way easier. Right. So then you can just do this, find what you need, and then ros2 interface show. Oh, whoops. Oh, it's ros2, not Ross. There we go. And it's multiple arrays where we have name, position, joint, name, position, velocity, effort. Okay, so this is how it goes. Yeah, so ros2 topic list dash t gives the attributes. Yeah, you can also echo a topic, and what that does, it simply prints out what this topic is publishing. So if I move the turtle, right, you know, it's showing what's coming out new. So that's pretty nifty. You can use echo on the topic. And yeah, so you can also use topic info, and that shows what is publishing and what is subscribed to the topic. So here we have the type, which is, they can't really like they don't know whether to call it type or interface, right? Because in my opinion, this is not a type. This is the thing that holds the type, which is the interface. But whatever. And we have one publisher and one subscriber, so that's great. And also there's verbose, which shows in detail the topic info. which extensively shows our publisher and subscribers. And so, yeah, and then here they talk about interfaces, and then you can directly publish by talking about the topic name, message type, they say, which I disagree, it's the interface, and then the actual parameters that you're putting in, right? And you can just do it through the command line, and it's pretty nifty and it works, right? You could also check the pose, check the hertz, check the bandwidth. You can find the topic specifically with its interface. So that's also true. So like if I do ros2 uh inter interface list, and I want to know what belongs to this. We can see it's part of an action, but ros2, I guess, okay, I guess it'll be action find, boom. Oh, I didn't put find. ros2 action find. Oh, I made the same mistake. Find. Not the correct argument. What's wrong? I guess it's only pertaining to topics. I don't know. Because if I do ros2 topic find whatever, what they give, it will work. Yeah. So that's fine. So essentially, for services, for actions, it's gonna be a very similar approach. You do ros2 topic list dash t because it's interesting what kind of interface they have. And if your system is very big, you can use fuzzy finder, and let's say I know I'm looking for only turtle specific stuff, so we have the pose, we have the color sensor, sure. And with this, once we find the topic with its specific, how to say, interface, we want to do ros to interface show this. And now we would be able to publish to this topic and whatnot. And if we would ever want to know how many publishers and subscribers this has, we do ros2 topic, uh, whatever this was, and this is not the topic. This is the topic. Topic info. Yeah, I mean, they already show you what you can choose once you mess up, right? You can use bandwidth, you can echo, delay, find, hertz, info, list, so publish and type. So it already shows you. So I wonder if I just do dash help, what will it say? Yeah, so you don't really have to worry about, remembering everything with heart. If you forget, you can always check with dash H, and but essentially that's kind of the workflow, like topic list. You find the interface, you check it out, you can publish using the interface. And yeah, I think that's pretty cool. But what was I gonna do exactly? I forgot. But yeah, I mean, you can do the list, then you can get the interface, and then you can show the interface. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, you can use the find command. What was I gonna do exactly? At the tip of my finger. Mm, Bob. Ah, yes. Well, no, I did. I showed the interface, but we can also do ros2 topic find. ros2 topic find, and yeah, if I take this, oops, I just Control C by accident. Find, yeah, and we get the color sensor. So that's clear, and it's fundamentally the same for all the other parts. You know, we go through the same setup for services. Services is, you don't, it's not a publisher subscriber model. So if you're only gonna get a response if you ask for it. With the service and services is for relatively quick calculations that you just want to request for. Yeah, so services have the same thing. So ros2 service list, and you get a bunch of lists, and you can also do dash t to get their type, and then you go through the same scenario of then you do ros2 in inter interface show boom, and then you get its quote unquote type, and then you can uh basically call this service with these parameters. Yeah, and you can also find services with a certain interface. Yeah, you can also use echo to see what's being called. But yeah, nodes can communicate using ros2 with services, unlike a topic one-way communication pattern where a node publishes information can be consumed one or more subscribers. A service is a request response pattern where a client makes a request to a node providing the service and the service processes the request. So, I mean, it's quite self explanatory. Parameters are a bit different. Parameters, from what I remember, have to do with the specific configuration of the simulation, or not specifically the simulation, but of the node, or of the nodes that are currently active. Whoops. Yeah, so we have different parameters for teleup and we have different parameters for turtle sim, and those can be changed. So parameter get, node name, parameter name, and then you can get, its type and whatnot. And then you can set the specifics, and then you can essentially whatever parameters you currently have, you can dump them into a YAML file, and then the YAML file will contain what you have. And you can load it again with that specific thing, so that's great. And then you can start up a node with the file you save. So that's pretty nifty. I think I saved the ros2 params, maybe I didn't. No, I didn't. Okay, we can save that. ros2 params. And from there, it's actions, and actions is it's like a combination of services and topics, but essentially actions are where you have feedback constantly reporting back to you, and then a goal, and essentially you're trying to achieve that goal and you're constantly going to be getting a feedback from it. And it essentially has this kind of model where you keep getting feedback, and then there's a goal service and a result service. So goal service is what you want to be able to get done, and then the result service is have you done it, and feedback is where we at. So it's the exact same thing. Like yeah, action list, and you can do dash t, and then you can wait, what's this? If you want to check the action type for the action, okay, so you can specifically check the type of the action that you have. So what you can do instead, right? Instead of doing ros2 list dash t, you can just do ros2 action list, and I'm like, oh, I like this one. Now I would probably just do it dash t, but if I didn't, I would do ros2 action type. Yeah, action type, and then boom, and here we go, rotate absolute. And I don't know what this is, right? So I would do ros2 interface show boom. So we have theta delta of the remaining, the displacement, and then the remaining rotation in radians. Yeah, and you can send the goal directly from the command line, and then you can watch your turtle rotate, you know. Oh, well, it's already at that position. I don't think I saw it move. You can do like 3.14 or something. Yeah, look at it go. Boom. And yeah, you can also do dash dash feedback, and you'll constantly get the feedback of it moving. Woo! Yep. Okay, great. And then from here, there's a way to view console logs a little bit more extensively using RQT. I think it was Control RQT, not the graph. It's console. Fuzzy Finder doesn't remember. So yeah, ros2 run rkt console. So yeah. Um I forgot exactly what it did. Ah, it's because I didn't ram my turtle into the wall. So let me do that for a second. Bzzz. Yeah, and exactly. Now I get a bunch of warnings, so there's some console logs. Then I can, view more deeply. And here's coming from turtle.cpp update. And oh no, I hit the wall. Yeah, it's just to view more consoles logs more extensively, which is useful. And yeah, there are different levels for what the logger can show, and then you can set the default. So this is cool. And then the final one just shows that you can launch uh using launch files, and they can make things more interesting later on. They just show that launch files are cool later on. So what you can do is essentially launch node in your specific way using launch files. So this essentially with one command gave me two turtles alongside my previous turtle, and if I control C, both of them go. And so that's also interesting, which you will get into. And yeah, you can also make them, go in circles. And that's pretty much it. Oh, also finally there's this ros bag, and this is, you can essentially, also it has to do with logs from what I remember. Yeah, so you can record a topic and just put it in a bag file, a way to record what was being essentially published. You can also play it back, so then your turtle does the same movement again. Yeah, so you can, I guess, also record services as well. And then you can inspect the data. You can play the service data, and yeah, so that's pretty much it with the beginner CLI tools. It's mostly about just ros2 topic action or service, and then list, then we say list, and it can be either just normal or dash T, and that shows interface, and then we can see the interface type, or we can just say type and just find it. So I mean, everything can come once you do ros2 dash h, and it will tell you everything that you can do. I think that's simple. Or actually, it didn't. You know what I mean, because actually you do, it's not showing it exactly, but I can do ros2 topic dash h. And this is what we've learned so far. So yeah, we can see the info, we can see the bandwidth, we can do echo, we can do hertz, list, type. We can also find with the type. So it's a good way to see topics and stuff. And so far so good, so far so simple. And that's pretty much it.